in 2019, you ran a national campaign around a great slogan, what good is bad data. Can you kind of talk about that campaign and why did you go with that positioning and kind of what were all the different elements of it?
Yeah, sure. So, what good is bad data? I think the answer, it should be simple. Like once you think about it, it's like, what good is bad data? It's no good. It's worth literally zero. If your data is wrong, you got nothing. And that was Segment's whole product. Like if you tie that up in a nutshell, how easy is it to get your data wrong if you don't have a central repository for it and you're sending, different conventionally structured data to all these different providers that you have, and you probably have a lot of providers, and like the chances of something going wrong are like very high unless you have really great data at the source, and the source is what sends the same set of data to all the fanned out like integration vendors that you have. We needed a pithy way to tie that up. So that's what good is bad data. But what good is bad data is just like kind of um, the overlapping idea. That's the closest analogy to like a one liner that you could say. Yeah, so that's what Segment does. You could be like, what good is bad data? No good? Yeah, that's what Segment does. Make sure your data is good so it's not worthless. Um, but then you need offshoots of that campaign slogan basically to make it work, to make it obvious, to make it click for people. And so the first offshoot that we came up with that made it click for people, we did it sitting in a room because our billboard, our placement had to go live within a month and we had nothing and we didn't have a creative agency and we had like the brain trust sitting in a room together, the most creative people and the founders and some of the leaders in charge of, selling, just being like, oh, what are we gonna put? What are we gonna put? What are we gonna put? And the head of comms who worked on my team, he was so brilliant. He said, haha, what good is bad data? Like, what if the billboard just said like "Good morning, LA"? And the first spot, we're in San Francisco, right? Like the first spot we're talking about that we bought is a board in the city, and everyone's like, we just all burst into laughter. And it seems so ridiculous. It seems so outlandish to put a board up that says "Good morning, LA" in SF. And that's when we knew it was kind of like that is so ridiculous and we have to do it. But it wouldn't have worked unless our establishing shot, right, that we had from the beginning was like it's okay to be quirky. It's like we're gonna lean into the quirk. We're not gonna be weird about it, but it's always gonna be slightly quirky. And so that was okay with everybody in the room because it had been a part of our culture for years. And we launched with it and it kind of went viral. And because we put Good Morning LA all over San Francisco. And then in LA, we had Good Morning SF in a whole bunch of places in LA. And we got people just, first of all, the people that immediately got it, you knew who they were. They were data people, they were tech people, and the kind of feedback that we got on Twitter and, anecdotally and just people sharing it and writing us emails about it was like, ha ha ha, you made me laugh on my bus ride this morning. And then we got this other class of feedback, which was actually like a gift. It was a gift in disguise, which was people ragging on us because they thought we made a mistake. Like they thought we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars making a mistake as rudimentary as putting the wrong billboard in the wrong city. And they're like, I think you guys made a mistake here. Or did you mean to put this there? And there was just so many people who shared about that, like out into social media, just anxious to be like, oh, I found a mistake out in the wild. That was like an unexpected source of virality. So that campaign worked really, really well in two different ways.
I still remember that campaign. I remember driving around SF and seeing it, and that billboard, yeah, like it makes you go, aha, and it just
Yeah,
stands out. It is so memorable and funny. I mean, and that's the secret to good billboard advertising. Like, you can't
yeah,
just have like your vanilla messaging out there. It's like Segment is a data platform. It's like
yeah,
no, like you need something that gets people to like laugh a little or just
yeah,
while they're driving their cars, distract them and stuff.
yeah.
And
You do
so
your
yeah,
best,
no, it
right?
was
You
awesome.
do
Yeah.
the best you can. Like there's no formula. It's just like every so often you get so lucky. You work with creative people and everyone laughs and you're like, well, we're running it. Like we'll do it live. Like we're gonna try it. And
Yeah.
yeah, stroke of luck.
My best campaign was, it was in the first crypto craze, and we were selling like HR tech company, and we put up a billboard like invest in your people, not crypto.
I like it.
And got a ton of angry crypto people yelling at us and stuff. But then, it was like, a good message that we wanted to send, and it stood
Heck yeah.
out, and it was funny. Yeah.
I
Coinbase,
bet
our
it was
customer, wasn't too happy, but it was good.
That's funny. Well, I bet you had both types of people. You had the angry crypto people being like, "What the hell?" And then you had people on the flip side of the crypto bros, like very anti-crypto bro, being like, "Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Like you actually have
Yeah.
these opposites. Maybe there's something there, which is you look for a way that you can speak to two groups of people and you wouldn't mind speaking to two groups of people.
Yeah, well, that's the hard part with billboards in general, is like you're speaking to everyone,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
everyone is going to see this. And so you need like a way to cut through the noise to your audience while not like, but also somehow talking to other people too. And it's such a
Yeah.
tricky little balance there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fun. Billboards are really fun. I spent so
Agreed.
many times like walking by people with desks and being like, what do you think of this ad? What do you think of that ad? And like,
Yeah,
it's fun to come up with it, and scary too, because you're like putting his big message out into the world, and you can't really change it like
literally.
you can in digital.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you have like a
Yeah.
month, right? Within a month, you can scrap it, but you don't want to. It's because then you're like you are giving into no recall.
Yeah, exactly.